Blast from the past. We're taking a look at old clips from my YouTube channel. This is the brother-in-law going up a steep hill out in Leadville, Colorado. This is way back, as you can tell. This is like me taking a video with a point-and-shoot digital camera, and hence the video quality, which at the time was pretty good. This is 2009. Here I am testing out a helmet mount for a digital camera on my helmet. So this is me with a digital point-and-shoot type camera on my helmet, and I'm testing out the mount, and I'm on Mount Herman Road on the XR650R. And as you can tell, video quality is not bad for the time, and I was like, why do I need an action camera? Soon after, I got an action camera. Again, this was filmed with a Fujifilm Fine Pix or something like that camera. You know, you just would do mainly pictures, but short clips. You gotta remember, this is back. I didn't really have a smartphone back then. And then me setting up with the camera and doing some action shots. It was awesome. You know, these type of things, experimenting. It was kind of new. Why would I need an action camera? But I soon got a GoPro Hero 2 Black that you'll see here. This is me experimenting, trying to figure out rendering. This is how it looked at the time, and I had like 1,600 views on this old clip. But I wasn't monetized at the time. I was just doing this for fun. And then this was another sample. This video only got a few hundred, I think, at the time. It was like a week later. I'm like trying to figure out, how do I render videos? What do I use? What do I do? What settings does YouTube? It was a mess trying to figure all this out. Obviously now I'm able to, you know, put up things like the subscribe here and, you know, do various effects and what have you. I'm still learning. I'm always learning. And by no means my videos are like epic like maybe other people's, you know, out there, but they're not bad either. I do take some time to do the videos and edit them and see what I want to use and go through. And I really like showing trails or roads. This is Mount Herman. This guy, I remember this to this day, another fellow rider, and he wouldn't let me pass for a long time. I kind of clipped out a bunch of stuff following him because the video was quite long, but he eventually let me by. But I thought it was pretty rude at the time. I still remember that day looking back on this like, wow. And to me, that's why I did these videos. It was to share with family, friends, and just for me down the road to remember. And I think this is pretty cool to see the evolution of using cameras, editing, the bikes I was riding, the type of riding I was doing, my skill level. I got into this as like a dual sport rider, maybe like a venture, do point to points. I even have on, and you notice the front of the bike, that's a Electro Sport kit with the turn singles, and it had a battery inside. That was awesome. This was at Rainbow Falls. Brother-in-law gets stuck, and as you see, we had music. That was actually my other brother-in-law's band, and I would use his music. And so I was starting to dabble into adding music to the videos, but I've never been into music that much, so trying to figure out what to use and what have you. I didn't care about monetization, so at this point my channel's not monetized. I didn't do that for many years after, and one day I woke up and I was just like, let's see what happens if I turn on monetization. Maybe I'll make something, maybe I won't. At first I was really against monetization because I'm like, hey, you know, I'm just doing this for fun, and I'm sharing these. I don't want them to have ads and this and that. And then I'm like, they probably run ads anyway. And so, as you see, this is Hotel Gulch. Again, some music used, and then I had for the rest of the video, not use the music. I don't know if YouTube will go nuts or not. They did it on the original video, but who knows? Uploading it now, they might be like, you can't do that. But Hotel Gulch Road's a pretty cool road. It goes from 67 north of Woodland Park to Rampart Range Road, so west to east or east to west, depending which way you're running. It has some old cabins on it. It's a classic Jeep road. I've been on it in a Ford Edge. I've been on it with a Jeep Grand Cherokee, my truck. So various vehicles. I've been on this road. It's a good adventure road. It's a good dual sport road. So I would hit it all the time, a couple times a week. And this will get me out to the Woodland Park area, the Divide area, West Creek, if you know that area. And I could hit those ATV trails and Jeep roads out there. And following the brother-in-law once again, we both bought XR650Rs, and a reason why we got that bike, because both of us were used to street bikes and the power of those street bikes. And it seemed like a good bike. He got his first, and I was like, that's the bike I've always looked at, blah, blah, blah. And so I got mine, and I think I paid like $1,900 for it, or $2,200. It was pretty cheap. It came with actually super Modar rims and what have you. And I got my money's worth out of that bike. It went through many different phases of parts and what have you, from me putting on parts here to me changing it up and kind of going back to more of a basic dirt bike style and using my hand for turn signals versus the dual sport stuff. And here we go once again. You got some music, but that was the other brother-in-law's band. And I would love recording various trails I was on, and recording these trails is kind of historical, right? Because you can go back through and be like, hey, that's Hotel Gulch, and this is what it looks like, or this is Forest Road 348, or what have you, and you get an idea of how the trails are wearing, what have you. So hopefully you enjoy these older videos. I figure I can bring you something, bring some older stuff to the newer people on the channel that might have never known about this.